Our next reader, Sandy Silverman, is a therapist, a writer, and since moving to the Hudson Valley, she's been spending a lot of time in Kingston learning to become a potter. This is her first time telling a story at a Story Slam. Sandy Silverman.
It's 1993, and I'm sitting with my partner in our Brooklyn living room. We're looking over a list of potential sperm donors. The list has each donor's number and then some basic information: height, race, ethnicity, their career, and their interests. This is weird, I say to Robin. It's like we're catalog shopping for a father. Robin agrees, but is not feeling anxious like me. I can't sit still. I stand up, I pace around the room. Once Robin decides something, she acts. Once I decide something, I ruminate. I didn't know many gay-parented families at that time. It was 30 years ago. I feared the kids would get teased about having two moms. What if they feel bad that they don't have a father? What if our family's ostracized? The next week, my parents, who live in Chicago, where I grew up, are in New York on a buying trip. They're furriers, and they're staying in the garment district. On Sunday, they come over for brunch. We're all at the table eating bagels and lox when I say, "So, we have some news." We explain our plan, that Robin will get pregnant first since she's 5 years older than me, and that we are going to use the same donor. They had known we wanted kids, but I don't know if they believed we'd really follow through with the plan. I want to make them happy. So I say, we're thinking about using a Jewish donor. My mother, who's sitting at the head of the table with her mouth full and her red hair in a new and fabulous Madison Avenue cut, starts shaking her head and waving her hand in the air. After she swallows, she says, "I don't think it's a good idea to use a Jewish donor." And then she reaches for the whitefish salad. I'm floored. I grew up in a home that was all Jews all the time. My mother was Woman of the Year for the local Hadassah chapter. On the high holidays, my father closed his store even though he refused to go to temple. He would sit around in our house smoking a cigar, watching TV, and say, "The Goyim should know that we're Jews and we're proud of it." My father looks at my mother. "Belle, I think it would be nice if they used a Jewish donor." "Marty," she says, "how do we know he's not from the same shtetl?" She looks at me. "You don't know about his relatives, Sandy, where he came from. He could have the same genes, and then you will have a real mess on your hands." We tell my parents about a few donors we're considering. My father, who is notorious for being inappropriate, and who, when I came out to him during college break, asked me if I would listen to what he termed his lesbian dream, and was offended when I refused. So he said he had an idea. "Why don't I donate?" I nearly dropped the dishes I'm carrying into the kitchen. I look at him with a glare. "Not for you, Sandy," he says, as if I am the one that came up with this very sick idea. "For Robin." Robin looks at him. "What? No way, Marty, no way." "Sandy," my father says, "you said you wanted help finding a donor." "That's not what I meant." My mother tells my father to leave us alone. "You don't have to be in on everything, Marty." We didn't wind up using a Jewish donor after all. We used number 99, who loves skiing and going to the beach. Years later, when the kids are 11 and 13, I tell them that I have a friend whose daughter doesn't know what to say when kids ask her about a dad, because she also has two moms. "Do you have any advice?" I ask the kids. They seem unsure why it's a problem and start kidding around. Our daughter says, "Uh-oh, I timed it." Our daughter says, "Where's your dad?" "In the freezer." Then our son, "What's your dad's phone number?" "Call 1-800-GOT-SPERM." I realize they're fine.